Today's topic is BBB, which is also the name of a company based in Italy. But what does BBB stand for? We'll find this out with our guest, Marco Citro, founder of BBB, whom we will be interviewing in a few moments. But first, let us take a step back and let us think about where we live. We all live in houses, and houses are typically made of concrete. Now, concrete is made of cement, sand, gravel, and cement production releases massive amount of carbon dioxide. Thus, production of concrete is responsible of 8% of global carbon emission. More environmentally sustainable alternatives to cement exist. For example, across Africa, one of the most popular items used to construct houses and buildings is mud. Mud, by the way, also brings a lot more comfort than concrete. Mud walls, when built thick enough, can absorb and store a lot of heat, which then dissipates as outside temperatures cool in the evening. By contrast, concrete blocks allow heat to pass through freely, rapidly warming interiors. Another example of a more environmentally sustainable alternative to concrete is plastic. Because yes, houses can actually be made of plastic bricks, interlocking bricks made from discarded plastic that can be used to assemble houses without the need for cement or skilled labor. You can think of it as a Lego brick, just as tough but bigger and cheaper, so that
Question one is, can you describe your
it.
business and the products that you offer?
BBB is an innovative startup. Its focus regarding sustainable materials and products, field of green housing, and also other green tech technologies. In the first field, we have already developed two different products. The first one is a bio-building block, a simple wooden brick. Not really simple, but just to give you the idea, it's made essentially by wood and bars and special bullons that can be possible to arrange each brick to the other one, the nearest one, both horizontally and vertically. In this way, when we screw these bars, we can attack quickly these blocks and obtain a typical reinforced wooden wall. It's the first one can be produced in the world. Now this system, introduced for the first time by building block, is covered by international patent. It's guaranteed by this innovative. The brick itself is really a strong way to construct in a very easy and fast way every type of building, from first one that can be the bungalow until premises with 5-6 floors, just to give you an idea of what it's possible to construct. Cellulose obtained by recycling papers, for example. Also vegetable feed, the panels or the wooden panels, for example. The objective and the finality of these materials is just to enhance the thermal and acoustic insulation of the bio-building block system. In general, this system that, as I said before, is an armored wooden wall, reinforced with a wall as you want to define it, is to be really strong and efficacy to stay in front of tremendous earthquakes, but also, for example, tornado or hurricanes, just for example. Because the system is capable to resist more than 300 kilometers per hour wind speed. So is just to clarify what is possible to obtain with this innovative system of construction. Now we received a lot of recognition from this product. We received the International Innovation and Excellence Award in 2022-2024. Also another award from Innovazione America that I received directly in the Italian Parliament. We received other important recognitions around Italy and the world for the sustainability concept and the innovation value. And last but not least, recently we received the International Award from BUILD as the Best Engineering and Construction Award as the first company in Italy. So we are really proud of these results. Following this project of biobuilding block, we have another product that we are developing with experimental campaigns. This second product is a biopanel. Just before I forget it, we did a very extensive experimental campaign on the biobuilding block brick. It took about 2 years, and it was really extensive with a lot of experiments to demonstrate the really strong value, not only in mechanistic terms of results, but also sustainability, also innovation, and so on. Yeah. And the second product, as I told you, is a biopanel. It's a great example of a sustainable and circular economy implementation, because this panel is made essentially by raw materials obtained all from recycling, like for example could be wood shavings, and in general also cellulose from paper, and proteins that have the value to be used like a natural glue, and these proteins can confer to the panel high resistance to fire until 2000 degrees Celsius degrees. So it's really a strong innovation, because this is the first panel in vegetable fiber that can resist to fire without emission of smoke. That it's really important in case of firing, because the smoke is the first cause of death for people in the houses. Right.
Okay, great. Okay, so basically the brick is like a Lego block. You don't need to glue them together, because they're designed in such a way so that they combine to one another, right?
Exactly. You are right, because all the bricks are put together each other essentially by mechanistic system, screwing these bars, and after this operation you can have a tight conjunction between these bricks, and this is the principle by which we can define a type of steel network without solution of continuity of the edges in the space made by wooden. So this translates in the concept of armored wooden wall or other type of definition.
Right. Another question. So what's sustainable about the brick? Is it the fact that the fillings, for example, the shavings, the wool, are waste materials that are gonna be used, to create a brick, or is it sustainable also in other ways?
Okay, thank you for your questions. It's really interesting, and I believe that the block itself is an example of sustainability, because all the materials used to produce it, starting from example by the wood from spruce, is obtained is generally marked FSC, that stands for Forest Stewardship Council. It means that all the wood used to produce the brick is really obtained only from cutting specific trees of spruce species, and no other one. So this is a type of control from deforestation that you can see in other countries. The use of recycled materials, like for example cellulose wood shavings, is another example of a circular economy, where for example sheep wool obtained from the recycling of old clothes is an example of how by circular economy point of view we use old materials that could be wasted in another type of use, in a new use. We give them another life, and after the use of the brick, according to LCA assessment, life cycle assessment, the brick itself can be used for new construction, or the components, the different components, can be used totally. So we have no waste materials from this brick. It could be recycled 100% totally. It's really important. For example, in the field of cars, automotive, it's difficult to find now a car that can be recycled totally. It's possible to reach a value of 80%, 85%. In this case, we can recycle everything for the brick, 100%. Just let me give you another example of the concept of sustainability applied to our products. The biopanel, that made essentially from recycled materials, at the end of its normal life, could be used also as an amendment for the soil, a natural amendment for the soil. So to fertilize, for example, like the compost, the soil, because all materials are totally biodegradable. And in this case, other use of an old panel could be, for example, to be used to produce new panels itself. So we have in this case zero impact in the habitat, in nature, because all the components of these panels can be reused totally after the normal use.
Yeah. as soon as possible.
This is our philosophy. This is our philosophy. Use recycled materials and these products at the end of their life can be used again. This is the really value, the added value that we can produce with our products.
Right. Okay, great. And then I wanted to ask you, moving on to a different topic, what is your background and that of your team? I don't know if there's other members of the team, but in a nutshell, where do you guys come from?
Yeah, my field of life, working life, is totally different from this one because I am a molecular biologist. I love life and nature, and probably this strong love for life and for nature is constituted the base to build something of innovative in the green field, in the green tech solutions like the brick, the wooden brick, the panels, and the other patents that we have. Up to now, BBB can count five patents in the green technologies. I have just give you the examples of brick and panels because they are the most advanced projects for our startup. In my team, there are other three persons responsible for administration. He's a commercialist, and the other one is a young boy. He's a structural engineer. He is responsible for the experimental campaigns, for example, and the project with me the future products. Another member is an industrial designer. So these are the members of my team. We are different background, but we are all together projecting for changing the field of greenhousing, because now this field has a big problem for the biggest emission of CO2 in the world. About 30% of CO2 emissions of anthropic regions are made from construction. So we would like to reshape and redefine this land of greenhousing.
Right. Because if I understand right, there is no person in the team with a formal background in business or business management.
No. I have also a background in business because I have an executive MBA from State Bocconi. So when it's possible, I try to follow the commercial part. But in near future, we would like to have new members in our team responsible for this commercial development, because I try to follow different part of a startup. It's really very.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask, do you believe would have been possible to run your startup without formal background in business? Supposing you knew nothing about running a business.
Sorry, Simone, but I didn't hear you. because some disturbance from the audio.
Right. I wanted to ask, do you believe it would have been possible to run your startup without formal background in business? Suppose you knew nothing about running a business, would you be able to still run the startup and take it to the same level that you achieved?
I believe that who have a master, for example, in business administration, doesn't mean to have the correct competencies for commercial. You can understand how to manage, for example, commercial field, but from my point of view, a startup or another company needs generally a commercial figure or member with experience that can try to implement and growing the revenues of the startup or the company.
So you said that you came from the biology sector. Was it roughly at that field? So what were the first steps in terms of reaching out to customers? Because you knew nobody from the construction sector, right? You didn't know enterprises. So what were the first steps? Did you just do everything from scratch, or did you have a network of people that were in the construction sector? How did you do that?
Yeah, exactly. I have no experience in the building sector. I have no knowledge before starting this activity, but working on that would be possible to know better this field, creating a network with correct people, members of different associations. What means to be molecular biology in this startup for me can be answered just with different examples. Thanks to my cultural degree, background, I have a different vision regarding materials, the quality of materials. I pay very attention, for example, of using natural materials, avoiding, for example, materials naturals that can contain, for example, volatile organic compounds, really dangerous for the health of people, and especially because these materials, just to give you an example, synthetic panels or other types of materials that can contain derivate from oil or something else, or from chemicals, can cause indoor pollution and pollution. And in this case, using natural materials, we reduce or we can reduce to zero the indoor pollution, or we can eliminate the production of these volatile organic compounds. One of these compounds can be, for example, classical molecule contained also in paints, in synthetic paints, formaldehyde, for example, it's really dangerous for our health. And so I know from my background what types of materials can be negative effect on the health, the human health, and cause, for example, some tumors also. And another application of my scientific background in the case of panels is explained using proteins, natural proteins, with the pathos of a natural glue. So we don't use synthetic glue like Vinavil or other
chemicals
that can be dangerous for the human health. So the smell of panels is like the wood, the natural wood of the people. And also in other projects, future projects that we are implementing in near future, we try always to follow this line of natural materials and if possible apply biology from the field of biology in the construction.
Right. Cool. Okay, and then another couple of questions, and then it's that's it for me. So basically, you approach people that work in the construction sector, and you want to sell them biobricks, right? And so my question is, do you need special skills, for example, to change their mindset? Because I believe that they've already been in the construction sector for years. They've been buying regular bricks, and so why would they choose the biobricks? So do you believe you need to do extra work to change their mindset besides actually selling the products?
Yep. Yeah, it's clear. I can answer your question just with a simple example. By 2030, the European law regarding the green buildings asks that all the new houses can be built with these materials. They have to be greenhouses. So only in these first years we can face difficulties to be accepted from construction companies because the new is always difficult to be accepted, but because naturally humans try to use what is familiar for them, is more familiar. But this new idea of sustainable construction, also the public opinion growing regarding the sustainability, and many people try to find natural materials because they can understand the value of living in these new houses, can help us to grow the awareness regarding this changing world of construction, the natural materials that we use, and the technical solution that we propose with our biobuilding system, and also with biopanels for thermal and acoustic insulation.
Okay, yeah, I see. So basically you're saying that you don't really need to, let's say, do so much effort when it's about changing people's mindset, because there are obligations
Exactly.
on the construction industry, and also generally speaking within the society there is an awareness that there needs to be a change, a shift in the way we use materials and we make stuff.
Exactly.
Great. Last question, Marco. So I researched a bit about bricks, sustainable bricks, and I figured that there exists building just take your biobuilding bricks. There exist solutions that are made out of recycled plastics. So my question was, do you see yourself developing products like the BBB, but made of recycled plastics? And the other question is, how does your wooden brick compare to those recycled plastic bricks, if you are aware of them at all?
It could be a solution, but I would like to point you my personal thought. The use of plastic from recycling could be useful because can solve a big problem on the earth, the accumulation of plastic in the oceans and on the land. But when if we would use plastic bricks, the problem should be the lack of transpirability in the wall. I mean, when you use natural materials like wood, you have a possibility of transpiration in the wall. No formation of humidity in the inner spaces. It means better quality of air. Because the house is like a second skin. If you put, for example, a layer, a plastic layer, transparent layer, after some minutes, you can see on the surface, on the inner surface, some points of water. Because you blocked the transpirability of the skin. It's the same concept that you can translate in house, because the house is it could be defined our second skin, and if you use plastic materials, you block definitively this transpiration, and the accumulation of humidity can cause really strong problems of human health over the time. So my suggestion is to use natural materials to prevent all these types of problem. I'm not against plastic bricks, but they should solve the problem of transpirability. After that, they could be used like wooden bricks.
Yeah, maybe some innovation will manage to make them more similar to wood. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
Great. Okay. That's it. Thanks a lot, Marco.
It is amazing to think that greenhousing sustainable alternatives to concrete and cement for the industrial sector exist, and that biobuilding blocks can even withstand hurricanes and tornadoes. We would like to encourage Marco to continue experimenting in the field of greenhousing. By the way, his startup is currently developing other products such as biopanels that can take environmentally sustainable constructions even a step further. So, thanks Marco for sharing your journey from biology to greenhousing. Indeed, he has explained that he used his background knowledge in molecular biology to elaborate the biobuilding blocks as well as the biopanels. But above all, we've learned that his main driver for this whole process was his love and interest for nature. In other episodes, we will explore other types of business in the circular economy, focusing on different waste materials empowered by a trash to treasure mindset.